I'm in reality overly eager to discuss this point. A large number of you know longer than a year back, I began working out home. However, I don't know I at any point jumped into why I exercise at home. 15 recipes to make this spring. Play video. I additionally need to address how to spur yourself with home exercises. I realize how staggeringly intense that sounds, since when you're at home, you simply need to sit on the sofa, yet it's really simpler than you might suspect, trust me. I was there previously. Why I exercise at home and tips on remaining persuaded to continue doing it. Why I work out at home. I was a studio exercise prostitute. Easy. I attempted pretty much every studio exercise there is out there. Unadulterated Barre, solidcore, SoulCycle, OrangeTheory Fitness, Zengo Cycle, Barre Method. What was the issue? I wasn't seeing the outcomes I needed. Every studio exercise didn't appear to offer whatever my body required. They were expensive. I loathed going out. Traffic in Northern Virginia sucks, and on the off chance that I can effectively dodge it, I will. Preceding moving to our new house, I marked on for a month-to-month pure barre participation. I had stopped barre to attempt other studio exercises, yet then returned to barre. What caused me to stop it inside and out was the point at which we moved to our new town. The barre studio I had needed to go to wouldn't respect the rate I was accepting at my old barre studio. I thoroughly get it, since they're each diversified, claimed by various proprietors, so I wasn't frantic about it. I was unquestionably freeloaded. However, I think it was a surprisingly positive development, since it brought about me sparing $169 per month. I longed for workout. It has consistently been something in me that on the off chance that I don't exercise for a day, I feel like a protuberance. It's likewise astounding for my emotional wellness. I feel so great after each exercise, regardless of whether it's just 15 minutes. I exercise to remain fit, and I practice since it really sets me feeling great. In addition, I practice so I can eat more, winking face. Half joking. Why I exercise at home and tips on remaining spurred to continue doing it. I have done fitness blender exercises to a great extent. They're 100% free. In our old house, there wasn't generally space for me to exercise. I could have made it work, yet I didn't spur myself enough to do as such, and since I despite everything had an enrollment at barre, I just went to barre. At the point when we moved to our new house and I had to make sense of another exercise plan, I chose to give turning out at home with fitness blender a shot. I gave myself a calendar. I'd exercise 4 days per week. I telecommuted 3 days every week, so on midday breaks, I would go to the storm cellar to exercise. At that point, I would kick off my week by turning out on Sunday evening. I put resources into power blocks in light of the fact that I cherished sparing space and not having 2,340,987 hand weights lying around. That was the main speculation I had made. I previously had a yoga tangle and a considerable lot of the activities that include a seat. You can utilize the floor. For quite a while, I would drive myself to go into the storm cellar to exercise. I disclosed to myself I had no other decision, and what was I going to do in any case during lunch hour? That is to say, indeed, I ate, yet other than that, I was simply sitting around idly, sitting idle. They state you get into an everyday practice after X measure of days, and it's actual. It got standard for me and I cherished it. The exercises on Fitness Blender pass by very quick and they're entertaining. Like, a fraction of the time I don't feel like I'm really working out on the grounds that I love a decent test, and when something is testing and I'm pushing through, it causes everything to pass by so a lot quicker. In the event that you pursue a Fitness Blender account, you gain admittance to utilize their schedule, which is too useful. In case you're in any way similar to me, if something is on the schedule, you do it. Along these lines, I would design out my weeks: 1 day chest area, 1 day lower body, 1 day center, HIIT, 1 day complete body. They have a plenty of exercises on their site, once more, free, and they have marvelous inquiry channels that you can look by span, power level, target territories, and so on. They likewise have programs that you can pay for. It's fundamentally them assembling an entire workout regime for you with existing recordings they as of now have, yet it's compelling in light of the fact that they're the experts. They have a once yearly deal, and I caught the greater part of them, and I have been doing programs for some time now. It's only simpler than me sitting at the PC assembling a timetable for myself. The projects are modest as well. $9.99 for a few, $7.99 for other people. What's more, they're either 4 or 2 months in length. My preferred one so far is FB Strong. I simply wrapped up FB Booty, and I've done FB Abs and FB Sweat previously, as well. I love their bustling individuals exercises. They're generally 30 minutes or less. Actually, most their exercises are under 42 minutes, which is so perfect. Quality preparing is completely my top pick. It is such a fantasy that you have to do HIIT cardio so as to get more fit. By building fit muscle while quality preparing, you consume fat, get more tone, and you burn some serious calories since you're actually breathing so hard and buckling down. It's fundamentally similar to a cardio exercise. Why I exercise at home and tips on remaining roused to continue doing it. OMG, I genuinely could speak throughout the day about Fitness Blender, and this really isn't a supported post at all. I simply love them so much. However, essentially, I turn out at home since 1. It's free, 2. I don't need to go out, and 3. I love it. I'm sufficiently fortunate to telecommute 4 times each week now. I'm, despite everything, doing exercises during my midday break. Truly, nothing has transformed from a year prior as far as my exercise schedule. I carefully hold fast to my exercise schedule, and a few days, in case I'm additional sore or not feeling it, I simply move it to 1 more day. The schedule in Fitness Blender makes it so natural to reschedule exercises. I began to do tone-it-up exercises in light of the fact that following a year and a half of doing Fitness Blender, I was getting a little exhausted of similar schedules group. So I chose to switch things up a piece, and I began working out with Tone It Up. I do their everyday exercises and afterward locate a complementary exercise. Now and then it's what they recommend at the base, and now and again I discover something on their YouTube Direct or in their application. While I don't completely love every little thing about them, they move excessively quick and they don't generally give you pointers and teach you, and their exercises are a bit short. Their exercises are a test, and that is the thing that I love. I'm continually trickling in sweat and exhausted before the finish of them, regardless of whether they're short. Once in a while I get serious about exercises since they're too short. I additionally feel that since I have self-perception issues, TRU sort of gives me ridiculous desires on the grounds that my objective at whatever point I see the Karina and Katrina or one of the other TRU studio exercise young ladies is, I need to be as thin as them. I should reword that to be, I need to be solid and toned, yet it's hard when you're gazing at impeccable bodies. So I will say that I would profoundly recommend you begin with Fitness Blender. I'm happy I begun with FB in light of the fact that it gave me the establishment to have the option to do TRU exercises. Like, I'm ready to adjust proceeds onward my own, and I'm ready to trade in specific exercises for different ones. TRU doesn't generally give you that information. For instance, on the off chance that I would prefer not to do single leg deadlifts, I can do customary deadlifts, or on the off chance that I would prefer not to do tricep push-ups, I change to tricep plunges. They additionally don't speak much about loads and so forth, and I feel that is a significant thing that FB consistently discussed. I ended up purchasing a membership to TRU to utilize their on-request exercises in their application. It's $83 per year, that is as yet less expensive than a rec center. Be that as it may, I do suggest beginning with Fitness Blender totally free exercises first and picking up information on quality preparing exercises and everything before you push ahead to something paid. That is exactly what I look like at it. I'm glad to pay TRU now, since I as of now have a base information on working out. On the off chance that I had done it the opposite way around, I don't feel I'd get my money's worth. Tips to remain inspired to exercise at home. Set up a schedule, plan with exercises for every day that you need to do. Cause yourself to hold fast to that plan. No reasons. You set aside the effort to make the timetable, so go really do it. Close off time in your reality work schedule. On the off chance that you don't shut out time, you'll never make time to work out. You'll simply wind up doing the other thing. Set aside a few minutes. 30 minutes is 2% of your whole day. In the event that you can watch a Netflix appear for 30 minutes, you can exercise for 30 minutes. Make a committed space to exercise. Sort of like having a home office, cause space for you to exercise so you'll to appreciate going in there. On the off chance that it's among jumbled things, you will more uncertain need to go in. Moreover, in light of the fact that you live in a loft or little spot doesn't mean you can't do these exercises. Inside each exercise, they have changes for these very things. Stop with your reasons. I genuinely accept anybody can do anything on the off chance that they set their focus on it. I challenge you to give turning out at home for 45 days. On the off chance that you completely despise it or can't do it, at that point stop. Be that as it may, it's truly one of the most empowering things once you have your score on. Do it with a gathering companions. Which means, make a little gathering and make each other responsible. Offer what exercise you are doing that day or will be doing. Inquire as to whether everybody has done their exercises, and so forth. Propel yourself. Some portion of the issue with turning out at home is that you have nobody there to really push you harder, so you may very well good for nothing it. On the off chance that you make it a point to lift heavier, propel yourself, and furthermore have clean structure, at that point you'll certainly get results. I know it's simpler than that sounds, however I've really been a